Fathead keto pizza, but in a new twisty kind of way. Coming up next. We're gonna make pizza, a nice pizza pie, but we're gonna make it for keto, Atkins, low carb style. It is going to be delicious. You can get your bread filled without having all of those carbs. Woohoo! So what we're gonna first do is get all of our ingredients organized. I'm gonna put below in the description all of my ingredients, recipe, all of that good stuff. But while you're down there, why don't you consider liking or subscribing to the Countess of Low Carb YouTube channel, and maybe share it with a friend. Who do you know who wants some pizza? Some good pizza, even if you're not on low carb. My husband is not on low carb, and my son isn't either. They love this, gobble, gobble, gobble. They eat this whole thing up. So let's dive into the recipe of what I have. What I'm gonna do, let me get down and get my materials, is I like to make extra and then freeze them. So I like to have my pizza crust that I'm gonna make, we're gonna make it from scratch. I like to make several at one time and then freeze a bunch. So that's how I'm gonna do that today, is make a bunch, have all my crust all set, and then then I can make the pizzas after they're already made. It's really simple to take it out, reheat it, and then cook my pizza on it. So, what we're gonna do is, with my recipe, I use a big pan, and I make 2 separate crusts. So I break the recipe in half, so then that way they fit. The Countess is a smart Countess. That way they fit into the Ziploc bag, and so you can freeze them. So you don't want to make them much bigger than this, because then it gets gross, it gets frostbite. Jack Frost is nipping at your pizza crust nose, so we don't want that. So we're gonna put them on, break it into 2 separate pieces. So our ingredients that I'm going to mix in, you're gonna need a big bowl, and in there, I'm gonna mix in 2 cups of grated cheese. Now, can we be real for a second? Can the Countess just be Countess to you, one-on-one? I like to grate my cheese because there's less carbohydrates. They put it, let me show you. In cheese, they put an extra additive once it's shredded. And so with that additive, it adds carbs. And so it's a hidden additive for most shredded cheese packs. I'm not saying this brand, I'm not trying to bash this brand. It's basically all shredded cheese brand, which is why I like to get a block of cheese and shred it myself with my amazing grater that I got from my dollar store haul. You can see that video up here. But I didn't have time today. The Countess got a little bit busy with a 2-year-old son, and I run multiple businesses and got a little bit busy with both of them. And I'm sure you probably have a busy life too. So every now and then we need a little grace. So I'm asking for grace. I didn't shred my freaking cheese. So grace on that, please. Thank you. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put my shredded cheese into my bowl. 1 second. While I get my scoops, we're gonna put 2 cups in here. And I am just going to, I'm not handy dandy with my camera. I'm making multiple shots and showing different things. You know how dumpling cheese looks like. You can just use your imagination. You're smart, you can just use your imagination. So I'm dumping in here part mozzarella and part Colby into my mixture, because I want the top of my cheese to have mozzarella, and I forgot to buy an extra pack. So I'm improvising, and you too can improvise as well. We all have busy lives, and sometimes you just need to roll with it. And so today's one of those days. I'm rolling with the Colby Jack cheese. I'm rolling with the mozzarella cheese. Also, after you watch this video, check out my Aldi hauls. So most of these ingredients are from Aldi, and one of my almond flour is from my Amazon haul. You can check out both of those videos later after you check out this video. And again, while you're checking out other videos, consider liking and subscribing. I'm gonna go get my almond flour. 1 second, because I forgot to pull it out, and I'm gonna go get it and be right back. I'm back again. Okay, so I have my Bob's almond flour. It's super fine almond flour. I'll put in the link how I order it. I order it straight off Amazon. I have a really hard time, we live in the country, finding this close by, even at Aldi. And I don't want to go to like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, which are far away from us. So I just order it and have it delivered to my house. And it actually is pretty comparable in the price. It may be slightly higher priced, but savings in gas, it's totally worth it to me just to have it shipped to my house. So I'm gonna put 1 cup into my mixture. My dog Applesauce, you can't see, but she's down here. I'm usually pretty messy. I'm like that chef from that cartoon. That's kind of me when I'm cooking. So the dogs know to come over while I'm mixing my ingredients. It's their time. So far in here, I've already mixed my 2 cups of cheese, my 1 cup of my almond flour. I'm gonna throw a whole bunch of cream cheese. I like my cream cheese in there. To me, it adds an extra zazazoo to the crust. And so I'm gonna add that in here. And so for me, I like to have 3 tablespoons of cream cheese, This cream cheese is 89 cents and it's from Aldi, and the Countess likes to save some money. We like to buy it for shoes and purses and other amazing things. Sending my son to college and putting it into his college fund savings. So I put in here my cream cheese. What also is called after this is 2 eggs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna microwave this first for a minute, and then I'm gonna stir it, and then microwave it for another minute, and then I'm gonna stir it, and then I'm gonna add my egg and put it on the pans. So let me go ahead and microwave this for 1 minute. Now while that's going, let's keep it real talk here. Let's keep it real talk with the Countess. Is this, what I do is 4 at a time. So I make a batch, I go do like my errands and stuff like that. Not errands, but chores around the house, things that I need to like upkeep. If I need to pre-portion like my nuts into my little bags for my commute. And so part of my commute, I have things in the car that are easy to eat. So I do some other food prep while these are baking. And I totally forgot to turn my oven on. So we need to put our oven on to 425. See, even you can be a great chef. Now see, I'm not the greatest chef, but here's what, I've lost almost 50 pounds. I've been dancing around 50 pounds for a little while now. I'm ready to cross the 50-pound mark soon. And so part of that dancing around is that I've gotten pretty good at some meals. I'm like a one-trick pony, but now I have like 15 tricks that I can do to cook. And one of them is this amazing pizza. It's super, super simple. When I have the crust is the hardest part. Once I have that done, then it's really easy. So here it's ooey gooey, the cheese in it. I'm just gonna mix this all together. The cream cheese, see the cheese is all melty. The cream cheese is not super melty yet. I'm just gonna put this down here. And see, I'm throwing around the almond flour. It is just getting thrown around. It's getting tossed around like a cheerleader at a football game. Okay, so I'm mixing this all together. And on my spoon was from the last time I did this. So there's extra like chunky sauce coming off of it. Okay, so you can see in here, it's like a dough ball. I'm gonna get all my excess stuff off. It's messy, I'm dropping it on the floor. That's okay. Microwaving it for another minute. Now here's when the fun comes. When that comes out, that's when it's go time, go time. So I'm gonna get my eggs ready. I'm gonna get all my supplies ready, because once that's ready, the dough's basically ready. So let me go get organized and I'll come right back. Okay, so I've got my eggs all set. I've got 2 of my eggs ready to crack, ready to put into that bad boy. Got my oven is still preheating. Hopefully it will be done. I may just stick it in there and cook it while, just cook it. So part of the cook time that we do is I typically do about 6 to 7 minutes. I eye it, and then I flip the crust over when it's in the oven, so both sides are evenly cooked. So I've got my parchment paper down. You can get parchment paper off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. I can also get it from my grocery store fairly cheap. Whatever's easiest for you. Okay, it's go time. Go, go, go. Hotcakes, it's hot, it's hot. So I'm mixing quickly because I don't want my dough to get cold before I've had the opportunity. It's ooey gooey right now, and it's really easy to mix ooey gooey as opposed to, see, mixing it. I'm gonna crack my 2 eggs into it. Stuff is just flying here everywhere. So I cracked. There, got my 2 eggs mixed. It is hot. Now, I usually mix this with my hands. Today I'm not in a hand mixing mood. I may get in a hand mixing mood to get this all together. And so it's hot right now. We don't want the eggs to turn into scrambled eggs while it's cooking. And you can see, it's just a gooey mess. I'm just mixing it all around. I don't mind if it's gooey. I don't mind if there's leftover egg in my bowl, because that's gonna make it nice and fluffy, nice and crispy. But I try to get it all mixed in. See, it's fairly well mixed now. So I'm gonna take my bowl and portion it into 2 spots on my tray. And I'm gonna stop and show you how to do that. So here is my mixture. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm just going to cut this in half. And the parchment paper makes it not sticky. And so I just kind of, the crust is not gonna stick in there. And I just kind of mash these down. And this is an awesome treat for when I just want to have pizza by myself. I can share this with another family member. It's really super simple to cook, and that's how the outcome looks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pizza crust in. Here's my beautiful pizza crust. We're gonna put these in the oven for 6 minutes, set the timer, and then once that goes up 6 or 7, and then I flip it over. I have a big spatula that I use. I love having this for just having it in my freezer, having an easy set to go. I make 4 of these at a time, and then it's just super simple to keep in the freezer. So let me go ahead and put those in right now. So my oven's not quite to 425. Again, having a busy life, having a 2-year-old, multiple businesses, ain't nobody got time to wait till it gets to 425. I know that's a faux pas. If you can see that, it's a faux pas. I know it's a faux pas. I should have preset my timer earlier, but I didn't have time. So I'm gonna let it go in there for 6 minutes. It probably will need an extra minute or 2, and that's totally okay. And then I'm gonna flip it over to make sure both sides are evenly crusted. While we are letting this cook, I'm gonna go do some other errands. I also have my bulletproof coffee that I'm dying to drink, so I'm gonna go do that now, and I'll see you back here in a couple minutes. Okay, so it's ready, it's time. So I'm gonna take my delicious pizza crust out, and I can show you. I'm gonna turn the oven off. This is how beautiful they look. Do you see that? It's delicious. So I'm gonna let these cool. I'm gonna put them in my bag, so I'll show you. And then I'm gonna put them in my freezer and save them for later and make my next batch. Okay, so here is my final product. I'm putting these in my bag. And again, I'm gonna make another set of these, but I just wanted to get these in the freezer since they're done. And I let these cool. You don't wanna have hot crusts going into plastic, like you don't want that. So, and I wrap these in saran wrap just to kind of keep the freezer burn off. And I'm just gonna put these in the bags and put these in the freezer, and they'll be all set. So if you like this video, consider giving it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and consider sharing it with friends. Bye for now.